Hello, my name is Trydar. Welcome to part 2 of the Roman Pantheon tutorial. Let's pick up right where we left off. Alright, so last time we had just finished the phase where we had laboriously laid out the foundation for the first level of the actual building, finally finishing the foundation. For this, let's begin over here with, so I've referred you to the tutorial video for the Royal Lion statues for this particular one here, but I want to show it to you just a little bit so you can see exactly where it's sitting on either side of the stairs here. Behind that, you can see that we are building the lowest portions of our columns. We laid out all of the foundations for those, so you want to go around for every column and just put 8 blocks of cobblestone, and you don't have to use the granite filler in here, remember. If you don't want to, if you just want to fill it with cobblestone or just whatever block, because remember in this tutorial, all the granite blocks you're seeing are optional. They are not in view. In other words, you won't see them if you just want to build this building as a shell. As I know some of you in survival, we need to cut corners. So from the top down, you can see that you need to just go in and fill in all around of the bases of your columns. Here, on top of what we did with the stone bricks, you want to put in a layer of cobblestone, just directly on top of those, all the way around here, with just a little bit of diorite for the door frame here, and of course, the first couple of blocks for our bronze door, or rather, our copper door. We don't actually have bronze in Minecraft yet. Maybe one day we'll get it. Now that we've got copper, all we need is just a little bit of tin. And we can mix the two together and create bronze. So on the outside here, you can see you're following the pattern that we did with the stone bricks, and you're just placing cobble on top of that all the way around the building, pretty much without exception, I think. As we go along there, let's take a look on the inside. There is a difference here. Let's start with this little room over here. So we're building these stairs. Remember the staircase that lets us get up and down in our Pantheon, our built-in staircase. So we want to have a little access door over here, and we have another little door back here as well for this little storage room I have on the side here. Maybe you want to use that, maybe you don't. It's there for you anyway. If for some reason you don't want to have the storage room, I suppose you could just wall off that area there with just a little bit of cobble and stone bricks there if you don't actually want that room. But the stairs are not optional. We do need to have those. So you want to build your staircase according to the following pattern here. Just a couple of blocks. On the inside, we are using now a bit more calcite. Around the door frame, we do have some fluted, or rather the quartz blocks with the lines on them. And all around the room, on top of the chiseled quartz that we used, you want to place a layer of calcite, as you see done here. Fairly simple. Not too difficult to get started with this, and as you can see, just follow the pattern directly on top of the blocks, just like you did on the outside. You're doing on the inside, but with the calcite. All right. So let's go on to the next phase. We'll take a brief look at the Royal Lion here on the side. For the bottoms of our pillars, we have 8 stone brick stairs and just a little bit of stone brick on top of that, although our column drums are going to be placed on top of that. We'll be doing that out of diorite in the next phase, but you want to go around for all your column drums and add that detail. So take a look at the section here near the doorway. So we are doing the same for the most part, except for a few little blocks like those there, where the columns are attached. And you want to build that out just according to what you see here. And of course our doorway is extending up Same blocks for the frame around the door. A couple more blocks of die right there. And let's take a look around the outside here. So in general, for this, what you are doing is you are placing stone bricks directly on top of the band of cobble that you did on the exterior, but you want to wrap them around. However, there are some places as we go, like right here, where you see some exposed cobble, that I think you're going to want to build some of that as you see here. So I'll just go around here very slowly, like you see. And then we're just wrapping that around again until we make a circle, and then mirror the entire thing on the other side of the center line. Alright, so once again, all of that from the top down. As we go along here. Let's take a look at the inside. So we have a bit more calcite here and the quartz pillars by the door frame. We're now using quartz stairs on the inside because for the columns we're mirroring roughly on the inside what we did on the outside for those details. I kept that consistent and at the same level. Here we have a bit more of our doorway and our other doorway back here. I don't think the room here requires any explanation. On the outside, though, let's take a close look at the quartz stairs. Very complicated building. We don't want to go too fast. You will notice there are some full quartz blocks behind the stairs here, like there, there, and there. You want to make sure that you build those along with the stairs. Because if you don't, the stairs are only facing in one direction here, so you will have this little block exposed. And we don't want to have that. Alright, so back here like so. For our little side rooms. I don't know if they're like side chapels or whatever. I don't think the Romans actually went in for chapels. Not until Constantine came along anyway. But definitely not when they were building this, so I'm not really sure what the side rooms here are called. I suppose we could call them exedra, but I don't know. They usually have to be round for you to call them an exedra, like we had on the domus at the back. Over here as well. Did I already go? No. All right. And here a bit of detail for the apse at the end of the room. And as we go, you will notice that this section here, this is a mirror image. If you draw a center line going down the building this way, this thing over here is going to be a mirror of that one over there, and conversely. All right. Not too difficult. Let's go on to the next phase. We'll start with the lion over here. We'll be finishing him off fairly shortly. He's only got a couple of more blocks to go there. Some stairs and half slabs here for his main. You don't have to worry about getting the blocks exactly right. You can just randomize them a little bit. As long as they look like a rough lion's mane, that's all that matters. Over here we have some upside down cobblestone stairs directly on top of all the stone brick stairs that you made, and we're going to be reversing that again as well for our Corinthian composite order. That's how I do the columns for those, and of course all the columns you need to go around and do that. And the pilasters over here that are going to be attached to the wall as well have the same detailing. We do have a little bit of diorite now that we're laying out here. And if you remember, this is where our Roman soldiers are standing, and this is the outline. We have their feet here, and the cape back there. So you want to cut out a little diorite platform like you see here of what 2, 1, 1, and then 4, 1, 1, and 2 for that. Over here, details for that section here. It's just cobblestone and cobblestone stairs. Bit more of our doorway. No changes on that. Let's go along the outside and then we'll double back to the inside as we do. So out here, behind where you did the stone brick stairs, we want to be put a facing of cobblestone behind that. But we have all these attached pilasters along the barrel of the Pantheon, so we want to attach these here as well. As you see done here. Now, in general, you want to have the cobblestone, we want to have the full blocks of cobblestone over right stairs. So if we were doing it like at the front there, if we would be placing upside down stone brick stairs here as well, but because this is attached to the wall, we want to overwrite those with cobblestone and not build those back there because they will be inside the building. Make sense? All right. Details along here as well for this section. And once you get to this midpoint here, everything is reversing again from that we did around the front there like that. So I'll just give you a glance at this here. Like so. And once we get to the 3-block wide column back here at the back, this is our center line. So we can go back to the door here. All right, so the door frame, again with the calcite and the quartz pillars. We now have the upside down stairs out of quartz on the inside, but they are being attached to the walls. Back here, we do have just a couple of blocks of hidden calcite behind those. A couple of blocks of gold ore now that we're using. Let's take a look now inside this this chamber here. So we're roofing this over here, but we're still building up our stairs here. We have our first little landing, 3x3 landing, and where we are turning the corner, and we are going to be going up this way with the stairs now. And of course, over here as well, for this little barrel vaulted room here, we can see we're placing just a couple of blocks of diorite for the barrel vault over here, and our stairs will just pass over the top of this room. But back in the main room, you can see we have our upside down quartz stairs, a bit more calcite behind these here. But where we have the attached pillars to the side is where we have the upside down stairs. You can see we have the freestanding ones here. But back here, we have 2 more that are attached to the wall. So you can see behind the quartz, we're now edging that out with a bit of gold ore. Done like so, the old gold ore texture anyway. I think the new one will look just as good, but I kind of prefer the old one myself. I've just been playing with it for too long. I can't give it up. Back here we have the. Oh no, we need to come back here. So we have more calcite back here, and you'll remember these are these niches on the inside, like we have on the outside. There with our Roman soldier statues. So we have the feet of our soldier there. So you want to build out your calcite with this pattern there. And whoops, oh, I broke a block. And we're doing that again for this little niche out here. These are semicircular niches carved at not even a 45-degree angle. They're carved very much off axis. So they're supposed to be circular, but they're sort of incised into the walls back here. These are larger niches than are in the actual Pantheon. I wanted to have my full-size Roman soldier statues, so I decided to enlarge them and push them back into the wall. I think in the actual Pantheon, there's nothing back here anyway, except for a big semicircular void. So I decided to reverse that and make a niche out of it on this side over here. We have our flat little side chapel over here, like so. I'm probably just going to refer to these as side chapels. They may have a name, but I'm not sure. And we have another one of these little niches here. You'll find that that one is a mirror image of the one we built over here. And that one over there, the first one we looked at, that's going to be a mirror image of this one over here by the apse at the end. And detail back here, we're using a bit of copper to highlight our apse on the back here. I suppose, the granite and the oxidized copper there, slightly oxidized. I didn't realize they were going to look so similar. That's not good. Let me just put these blocks on top of the copper so you can see that more clearly. And as we go there. And we'll get additional views of this in the next phase. So if anything is unclear, it might help you to skip ahead a little in the tutorial. If you can go up at 2 slices instead of 1, perhaps. Over here, we got a bit more detail for our lion. We have just the face of our lion appearing there, and we're only now building his mane. Right there. That's still going up over there. We are doing right side up cobblestone stairs, just like you did down here with the stone brick stairs. Do again up here with the cobble. But do it on all of the columns we have in the building. I don't know how many. I didn't count them. Over here, we have the first little section of our Roman soldier statue. So I'm going to show you, we have a number of these statues. We have what? 2, 3, 4, 8, 10 statues, I think. So I'm just going to show you one of these statues as we go, and I will leave it to you to replicate the other ones. But as you can see, if I clear this away, it's standing on this little cobblestone footprint that I've outlined there, which you should have already built, so you know where all that is. And behind that, we have some more copper that we want to lay out in a semicircular, well, you know, as semicircular as we can get at this level of detail in Minecraft. For that large statue niche right there on the outside, we have more details over here. So one of the things we're doing in this building is we are alternating our cobble and our stone bricks. And so as we go, you will notice that these materials will start to be banded as we go up the building. Detail for the doorway. Nothing too special for that. Take a look at the outside. So on top of the columns that we have been building, we're doing the banding on the outside with the stone bricks and the right side up cobblestone stairs, like you see being done here. In fact, let me go over here. Maybe with the shadows. That's the wrong side to show you. Let's take a look at it from this side. It'll be a bit clearer. Get good views of these as we go around the building. These are just all repeating patterns following the circle that you have already laid down. But there are some little fiddly details here and there about where the wall will overwrite the pilaster. And we're almost done with those, and then we'll be starting the diorite column drums. So that'll be a lot easier to do. All right, on the inside here, let's take a look, a brief look at our little room here. And our stairs as well. We've got another flight constructed there for those. On the inside here, you can see that you're doing the same thing with the quartz stairs for all the attached pillars and pilasters on the inside of the room. And just a couple of blocks of lapis we're now placing to cover the walls. I decided to go with a reasonably expensive material like lapis because I think it's like my favorite color of blue in the game. It's got that deep royal blue with a nice texture and everything. And I think people should use it more often for their walls anyway, for the floors as well. It's one of my favorite blocks. So it got used in here for that. Back here we have details for these interior little niches there. So we want to place the copper below where I just placed the half slabs. Our soldier statue right there with its diamond sword. Or perhaps a gold or a glowstone sword, or perhaps a sea lantern sword if you're a little short on diamonds. Details here for the side chapels. Now in these, I incised a diamond pattern as best I could into the walls. So that is why we have alternating lapis and, I forgot what these are called again. Deep slate tiles. There we go. And you just want to place them in these patterns here. I think you can tell these blocks apart from each other as we go. It's a subtle pattern, but it will be there. Like that there. The next little niche on the side here with its copper done right there. And the larger side chapel over here. It's just got flat walls, but you can see we're alternating the blocks on the wall now. Another niche here with another soldier statue in it. Like so. Of course, the Roman soldier does have its own tutorial, if you want to go ahead and build those. Over here, this little side chapel is, remember, it's the same as that one over there. It's just mirrored all the way over here. And back here, we have this last little niche here. And then we have the apse back here with all of its copper. You just want to stack that directly on top of the copper you previously placed for that there. All right, let's go on to the next phase. All right, over here, almost finished with the royal lion. Got to put on his crown up here for that there. And here we now have some details that we're adding for the lower part of this base here. Up till now, this is what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks tall for all of that there. And you want to add these upside down stairs here, alternating 12 of those. Over here, we are now placing our diorite column drums. And I do not remember how tall the diorite column drums are for this building. I'm thinking 12, but it may be 14. But anyway, as we go, you want to start placing out 2x2 diorite column drums on top of all the columns that you've been building, as you see done here. Except when they're attached to the wall, we can get away with a few blocks less. For instance, we have 2 here. Instead of having 2 back here, we don't see those, so we only have 2 on the front. This one's a corner one, so we have 3 that are going to be visible there by our doorway. And behind this, we just have another layer of stone bricks there. More copper behind here, a little bit more of our soldier statue here. Along the outside, you can see that we are doing the same again with the diorite. Some of the column drums end up being just a little bit larger than the other ones are. Like so. We had to do that in just a couple of places. But this should be fairly straightforward. You should have all the column bases established now. And all you're doing here is you're stacking up diorite and stone bricks behind that for the wall. Straight on top of the last ring of stone bricks that you made, all the way around the outside of the structure. Alright, let's go here back to the main doorway and take a look around the inside. So we have our door frame here. Same as before, we have our attached pilaster here on the inside, which is 3 blocks of calcite, like we had over here. I'm just doing that out of nicer materials on the inside. A little bit of a detail for a door frame for the top of that there. For our little room here, we're starting to make the barrel vault, so we want to edge all the blocks over by 1 on both sides. Over here, we're just going up another flight of stairs. Alright, let's take a good look at the niche here. So you're just stacking up all the copper that I traced out for you last time with the half slab. Just go straight up with that. We're going to be doing that for quite a while. This building is not going to get extremely difficult until we get up to the dome. But that's not going to be today's episode. We got a ways to go before we get up that high. All right, details here for the side chapel. You can see that the blue and the black is alternating now. It says switching places. And that's going to be to get our diamond pattern in it. Like that there. This niche here again, same deal. Wall details here for the chapel with the straight walls. Well, technically they all have straight walls, but this is the only one that's actually straight in Minecraft. Sometimes we have to approximate things as best we can. Can't always get things to look exactly right. So you kind of have to take a step back, and as long as they look good from a distance, is about the best that we can do. Side niche here, and your other side chapel over here as well. Like that there. The other side niche here, and the apse at the back. Alright, so let me go over all this from the top down as sort of a recap. And then we will go on to the next phase. So, a couple of blocks of gold here for the lion. Some upside down stone bricks here in big square as a cornice for that. More blocks of diorite for the column drums. Back here, the niche again with a couple more blocks of our Roman soldier statue. Over here, details by the doorway. Like so there. Let's go around the exterior here. So we're switching back to cobble again. You can tell we're going to be banding materials. Like I said, we're going to start with cobble, and then we're going to go for 2 layers of stone bricks, and then back to cobble. And then I believe we will go with 2 more layers of stone bricks on the exterior after that there. So for this one, the exterior is very simple. You're just stacking up more diorite and then a ring of cobble on top of the stone bricks that you already laid down, like I said. And the exterior is going to be doing this for several levels, so it's going to be rather simple. Now that we have established patterns, it's not going to get difficult until we start trying to put the entablature on it. Over here, details for, let's start with the stairway, I think. So a couple more flights for the stairs, but we are cutting in the ceiling here by a block right there. And for our little storage room over here, we are building the barrel vault, which is these really small diorite arches here. And if you want to, you can go ahead and roof this over with straight cobble, and then this room here will be finished. So back by the doorway, like you see done here, we've got just a little bit of hidden copper back here behind our little triangular detail over our doorway. And then some lapis behind that for the walls. Like so. On the inside, our Roman soldier statue is going to be made out of quartz instead of the cobble that we had on the outside here, by the way. On the inside, we use all the nice materials, all the expensive stuff. So details here again for the side chapel. I think we're just stacking all that straight up. Same thing off of what you did before. Like so there. Detail here for this niche and its soldier statue. The side walls here, you can see we've returned to the pattern and it was down here, because if we do it this way, we can make a nice little diamond pattern. With that, it's very subtle, but it adds a little bit of texture to what would otherwise be a flat wall. The detail here for this little apse back here. The other diagonal side chapel here, same as the other one. This niche here. And the apse at the back. All right, take a flyover of that. And then we will go on to the next phase. So we have now our royal lion statues, the ones that are down here, are now complete with one block of diamond there and a couple of end rods to light everything up on top. And over here, we will be building a large column. It's a slightly bigger version of these columns we're building over here, but it's a 3x3 column drum instead of the 2 that we are doing here with all this diorite. So you want to just build another layer of diorite straight up. When we get to the capital, I will measure those out again, back down all the way. Over here, we have a bit more detail for this statue. Just a couple of stairs and some obsidian for the cape and everything. 2 blocks of red nether brick at the back. And of course, copper behind him as well, just going straight up based off of the same pattern that we've already laid out. Same deal for the door. Done like so here. Let's take a good close look at the exterior. I think we can probably skip the exterior on this phase to save some time, because as you can see, all we're doing is we're putting a band of stone bricks on again, and we are extending the diorite up that we had before. Just what you did over here, the same pattern, just extend it up again, except with more diorite and then back to stone bricks. All right, so on the inside here, we've roofed over this chamber, like I said here. So we're building a bit more of the stairwell, like you see done here. Now, if you want to have a different design for the stairwell, this is not an integral part of the construction, so build that however you want it to be. Over here, details for the inside of the door frame with the calcite. The soldier statue on the inside, inside its little niche here. the diagonal side chapel here. Another niche. This side chapel here. Another niche. And this other diagonal chapel there. And a niche and the apse at the back. Most of that's just going straight up at this level, so it's not too difficult, so we can go over it somewhat quickly. So over here, just stack up some cobble there for that. Stack up some more diorite for all of your columns. Couple more blocks here for the soldier statue and the copper behind him. Details here for the doorway. This is all going straight up. No surprises out here. For the exterior again, just repeat everything I told you on the last phase with the diorite and the stone bricks. All the way around. And we will go ahead and go on to the inside. Alright, so a little bit here more for the stairs. You'll find that the stairwell is going to be a repeating pattern. In general, it is going to be about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks tall, I think. 4 or 5. Where can I count that? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 there. Well, it's either going to be 4 or 5. It just has to be high enough so you don't bump your head as you go down the stairs. Inside the door frame here, like so. Here by the niche, the diagonal chapel over here. These were already rather crowded, so I decided not to put even more soldier statues in here or anything. But if you have a design for a statue you like, there is a nice little space around here you could possibly cram it into. I really need to make like some Roman senator statues or something like that eventually. The chapel over here. I do tend to reuse a lot of the same statues because, well, statues are kind of a pain to design, so there's only so many of them. The niche here. And this chapel over here, same as the other one. That niche there, the same, and of course the apse back here at the back. Alright, next phase, a little bit of stone brick stairs here. For that, more diorite for all your columns. Bit more detail here for this statue. And the copper behind him, and of course everything for the walls is still going straight up at this level here. If possible, I will try and get reasonably far up the walls today. On the exterior, you're doing the same thing that I have been talking about the last couple of phases. You're just going straight up with your diorite, except we are now going back to a layer of cobble. And you can see what I talked about before with the 1 layer of cobble, 2 layers of stone bricks, the 1 layer of cobble, the 2 layers of stone bricks, and another layer of cobble. Of course, this is a good Roman building technique, by the way. Of course, they would layer in with red bricks, I think, in their builds. But I like to stick to the more gray texture for this one. Otherwise, it doesn't look good in Minecraft. In other words, we don't have a good Roman brick block, so we just use stone bricks and cobble to approximate that. And over here for the little vestibule behind the door. And detail for the niche here. And of course the side chapels, they're still going straight up. The only difference is the pattern on the wall. I think you can see that further clearly. Right there, this niche here. Of course, we can't really make. Ideally, we should have a diagonal statue that's facing out that way, but I had to make some compromises with this, and sort of oddly perch him inside this here. So he's technically looking out that way, and he should go more that way. But we only have a couple of blocks to make these statues to start with. So if we twist them, it'll just become a twisted mess of blocks, and you won't know what it is. So we had to compromise with that. Back here for that niche and this chapel and that niche and the apse at the back. All of that's still going straight up. The only difference is the detail of the statue. All right, next phase here, a little bit of upside down cobble stairs there, 12 of those. More diorite for all your column shafts. A little bit more detail on the statue here. A couple more blocks will finish those. I think we can probably finish that today. And of course, no surprises here by the door. I think this may be the top of the door though. We'll be putting on a lintel and a little grating on top of that shortly, I think. And on the exterior, everything is still going straight up. You are just using stone bricks again, and instead of the cobble. So I will leave you to do that. Take a quick look at the stairs here. I believe I can make that measurement now. So let's take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, I was right about that. 5 blocks there for that, and this is going to be a repeating pattern. So every 1 block you go up, you want to have your stairs, or rather your ceiling, be 5 blocks above your stair that way. That's a good rule of thumb whenever you're building something. If you want to have about anywhere between 4 to 5 blocks of height room, or rather headroom. For that, details again here by the door on the interior, like so. These niches here, of course the copper behind there has just been going straight up from the first time we measured it. Over here again, just details for the patterns on the walls, the columns, and plasters going straight up, as are the statues and everything here. So we're just going to take passing glances at a lot of these sections. But I have sliced everything into 1 block sections. There's the apse there. 1 block sections for the sake of completeness, because it's a very complex building in places. So we have to slow down and get it all right. So a couple of blocks of cobble there. More diorite for your column drums. And a bit of detail here for the statue. And the exterior here, no surprises, same deal. More stone bricks and diorite all the way around, straight on top of what you've done. In here for the stairs, same deal again. Out here, though, we do have 1 small change. We're now putting that lintel I talked about over our doorway, and we're just doing that with some stone bricks. But on the inside, we're doing it with quartz. Guys, remember, all of our nice materials get used on the inside. Let's take a look at our walls here and our statues. Details here for the side chapels. I think I can just take glances at these, because you should know by now the repeating patterns we're doing for those since you built them, so no surprises there for that or for any of that, and we can move on to the next phase. Now here, we're now building our diorite column drum for these large statues, these large pillars that will have Roman eagles perched on the top of those. Of course, they're going to be 3 by 3, and I don't remember how tall those are. They're very tall. But I'm going to ignore these for quite a while, and whenever we get back to it, I'll go back and measure them again. but more diorite on these columns as well. Detail for this statue here. Detail here, we have this little netherrack grating for the netherrack, for the nether brick grating. This is nether brick in my texture pack, by the way. For the fences here, 3 of those, and just 3 blocks of deep slate tiles around those there. And of course, for the exterior, same deal, just a layer of cobble and diorite. For the stairs, we now have another landing, and we have 1 block here where we build yet another landing, and we're going to be placing some stairs right there, just like we did there, that are going to be going straight up again with the same patterns as we have done before. Let's take a look on the inside behind the door frame. In the vestibule, and the statue here, and the side chapels as well. No changes for any of this on the inside except for the statue. Everything's just going straight up. Only the patterns on the walls are changing. And our apps at the back. And we can fly over to the next phase. Alright, so diorite, as I said for this, I just keep continuing this straight up to save time. I'm no longer going to remark on this thing at all till we get to the top of it. Diorite for the column drums here. A bit of the neck and lower portion of the face here for our soldier statue. We're going to be finishing those today fairly shortly. For the exterior, again, another band of stone bricks and diorite. You're probably ahead of me on that respect. Over here, the stairwell, doing what I said that it would do. Like so, it's just turning around and going back up the other direction. Over here, a bit more of this. There. And for that over here. And the side chapels as well. Like this here. Just all going straight up with all the repeating patterns that you've done before. Same thing for the apps back here. And we will go on to the next phase. So more diorite for the column drums. I think we will just take a look at the head for the statue here. We have his face right there. Details here for this little grate over the entranceway. And we can go ahead and go inside. So we've got another layer of gold ore right here at that level. And that extends around in a line, covering all the tops of our side chapels like you see done there. A little bit out front here. This chapel here. That one there. But not the apse here at the back. All right, next phase. Bit of detail here. If you want to go ahead and put 2 blocks of red nether brick there, that's going to finish off the Roman soldier statues in their entirety, so we can skip those now. Here, though, we are putting on a string course that is of upside down cobblestone stairs, like you see done here. We, of course, now have a lintel of diorite above our door frame, like so. I think we're going to be putting on more diorite on top of that. And you want to curve the stone bricks around here, like you see there. And you want to continue that around on the exterior. So instead of this phase being a cobble phase, we want to have a layer of upside down stone brick stairs. So I will go around the perimeter of this here and show those all to you. They're not too difficult. You're just placing them in these directions. Like so there. And let's take a look now at the inside. So let's go back to the door frame. Of course, on the inside, our door frame is quartz and calcite. And on the inside as well, we do have the upside down stairs, except now they're quartz. And they're going right on top of the gold blocks that we have already placed in the building. Like you see done here and in these little side chapels. Like as is done there. And here for this one. They don't go in the niches. But they do go in the apps here at the back. Like so there. All right, go to another phase. So over here we now can see a complete example of our Roman soldier statue. And we are done building all of those. If I went too quickly on those, there is a tutorial for this statue in its entirety, for only that statue. I made that quite a long time ago, though. Out here, above the string course of upside down cobble stairs that we laid down, we are using some stone bricks, just like we did. The walls are still going straight up, as they did before. Like so, with the diorite and the stone bricks all the way around on the outside. So here's our stairs. I think I neglected to talk about those, but as you can see, the banding of the cobble and the stone bricks, by the way, that continues in the stairwell. It's a minor point of detail, but I want to point it out. On the front here, let's take a look at the doorway. More diorite there, but calcite on the inside. And we're going back to our wall pattern right above the quartz stairs that we placed already. You see here, and now we are starting to form the it's not an apse, is it? Well, it's half of a semicircle. Or rather, it's what shall I say? It's a quarter of a sphere at this level, I think. So, in other words, we're going to be placing a round arch above this, but it's at an angle, so we have to do our best to approximate it. And we're doing that with these 2 blocks of calcite here. They're just beginning to lean over to form the first sections of that arch. And behind here, where we did have our copper going up back there, we now want to put a block here for those instead, so that can form the round part above the head of our soldier statue. No changes back here in this. As you can see, I like to use these upside down areas as a place to hide lighting for these torches here, because if you're looking from the ground, I mean, you don't see them. But I imagine if you're doing this in survival, you need to place many more torches than the ones I have illustrated for you. That's why there's no number in the materials list for those. Over here, we have these little niches as well. They're doing the same thing as the last one, with the copper here, like so. And this side chapel back here again. This niche here, it's a copy of that one over there. That niche over there is a copy of that one over there. And of course, the apse back here at the back. All right, so we are now getting to the point where we can start putting on the lowest portions of our Corinthian capitals for our columns. So let me just go ahead and count these. It's going to be what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, I was right. It is 12, not 14. So you want to have all your direct column drums come out to be a height of 12. And then on top of that, you want to start placing in the lowest portions of the Corinthian capitals here. Of course, we're using upside down stairs to represent our acanthus leaves. Back here, details for this thing. It's curving in just like the ones we had on the inside now. Like so. And let's take a look over here by the doorway. It's got a straight line of cobble over the top of the lintel here. And of course, we're doing the stairs on top of all of our attached pilasters along the walls here. You'll find that these patterns, this will resemble what you did down here for all of these stairs down here, how they attach to the walls. We're just inverting that, and we're now doing it at the top. So I will go along here and give you a view of that, or the cursory view of that. Because they are just repeating patterns, and I think by now in the build you're experienced enough to know how to integrate those properly. Over here, let's briefly take a look at the stairwell. We got a bit more of that completed. So we're roofing it off there, twisting it around, and then going up a few more flights here. Let's take a look at the door frame. We've got the chiseled quartz here for that. And the same deal with the upside down stairs, except on the inside, with our nice calcite columns, like you see done here. And here we have, of course, details again for the copper. I will trace these out with the half slabs. Like so there. On the inside, of course, we have the walls are the same, but the columns and the pilasters, of course, have the stairs that I talked about. And a detail here for this copper right there. This side chapel here. These chapels alongside here. And 4 of the apse at the back. All right. I can still talk, so let's go on for a couple more phases. So for the columns here, you want to do, for the stone bricks, just flip them and place them directly on top of each other. This is a mirror of what we did down here for the cobble, but we're doing it with stone bricks up here instead. A detail here for the copper, right there, for that. Here at the door, we now have upside down stone brick stairs going across there all the way. And they collide and overwrite our column back here. And that might be a mistake. I think that might need to be stairs done in right side up instead of upside down there. And of course, along the exterior, you want to do the same with a band of cobble and the stone brick stairs just right on top of the ones that you placed upside down. All right, so let's go on to the interior here. Same deal, except out of quartz. We now have copper here for those, and we have the diorite, the calcite hanging out a block on either side here because we're going to be forming a little calcite arch right there. And of course, same deal for all of the stairs on the inside. Just place those directly on top of the ones that you already did. You trace out the copper here for that. And this chapel over here, no surprises inside that. And of course, the other niches in this chapel are copies of the ones I just already showed you. And the apse here at the back. We will eventually have something different back there. All right, next phase. For our Corinthian composite columns, we are doing some upside down cobble stairs, just like you did down here with the stone bricks. Do now with cobble on top of those for every single column and pilaster around the building. Around the ones that are attached here and the ones that are attached along the sides with the 1 to 2 banding of stone bricks and cobble like I showed you. Back here we have that there for the copper. And over here we now have a little triangular pediment that we're going to be building over the door. The Pantheon, it doesn't have a triangular pediment. It just stops. It just stops here. But I don't know why they didn't add one, but I thought it was an obvious addition to make, so we're going to be adding that. So we want to be doing that here with full blocks and half slabs of stone bricks, like you see here, with a bit of diorite and some cobble behind that there. Over here, a detail for the stairs. Same deal on the inside, except out of quartz and copper here at the back. And same deal for the quartz stairs. As for the cobble, we're now finally completing this. So as you can see, you're just roofing this over at the top here with copper, and then a couple of blocks of calcite here, and these little niches that we've been building for all day today will be finished, like you see done there. Side chapels again, no real surprises in here in there. This niche here for its copper, right there, and the calcite below that, and those will be finished, and so will the other ones. And their side chapels and niches, and of course the apse back here at the back. All right, let's squeeze a couple of more phases in today. So we want to have now upside down stone brick stairs on top of the cobble. So just like you did with the cobble here, do it again up here with stone bricks. And these portions up here are the ones that begin to represent our acanthus leaves or our Corinthian capitals. Back here we've got a bit of copper right there for this here, and you can see that the diorite is now coming over to form a little arch here, like so there. And of course you want to do the exterior the same as you have done before with the cobble. Just do it, I believe it's all out of stone bricks and stone brick stairs, like you have there. Let's take a view in here. Well, no, let's stop. Let's look at the door frame. The little triangular section here. So we can see that we're using full blocks and half slabs to make our little triangular section here above the doorway. But on the inside, you're doing the same design. You're just using quartz and copper, like you see done here, and a little bit of lapis. And same deal on the inside here for the stairs. And now that these niches are complete, we're just going over the entire thing with lapis over the top of those, like you see done there. And the niche at the back. Well, I mean the apps at the back. I think that's all there is to talk about on that one. Let's go to another phase. So we have now here our Corinthian capitals. I think these are going to be the complete capitals, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, we're going to be building entablatures and lintels on top of those. So we'll probably stop here for today. I think we made quite a lot of progress. You have more than enough to build. So you can see here, you're just doing, you're just hanging out another block of stairs, as you see done here, and that pattern there. All the capitals are the same, and I think you have a handle on now how these will interface with the walls as we go along here. You want to remember that the wall will overwrite the capital. So I will go through here from below and show you this complete thing, and then we'll come back to it from the top. As we go, it's just another repeating pattern. All I really did was copy and paste these and stick them into the wall and then paste the wall back over them. Like that there. Let's take a look at the pediment over the door frame. Right there for that. And of course the finished section for the diorite arch here. For that. And just a couple of more blocks of copper back there, and that will be finished. Of course, this section on the inside here with the quartz, it is the same as the one on the exterior. It's just made out of quartz, as you can see. Same deal with the capitals on the inside for all of the large columns here. And of course, on top of our lapis now, we're placing gold ore again, just like we did at the bottom, way back when we first started this. So for the side chapels here, we're also placing some upside down quartz stairs, just like you did down here. You want to place that again up there for that, and just have them tie in to the capitals. You want to have the capital overwrite the stairs in general, like so. And then this chapel over here. Same deal with the stairs, except it's all straight and not diagonal, like you see done here. Some of them touch in places. Like that there. Of course, this chapel the same as the other one. And detail here for the apse at the back. Alright, so let's take a good top-down view of this here. We're going to be stopping here for today, so this will give you a good view on what you should have so far. Something resembling this, with or without the granite. Most likely without. Like you see there, as you can see, there's a lot of interlocking and repeating patterns in this. But once you get the patterns down, it's not really too hard. And next time, I think we will start doing the entablature and everything. But that's going to be a bit more involved phase. I think next time we'll probably get through the entablature and a bit of the dome as well. So perhaps, I don't know if we'll get through that all in one part, though. That's probably, I think we may have four parts to this particular video. But I want to thank you very much for watching. I hope you are enjoying the Pantheon tutorial. It's quite a big and complex build, but I don't think it's too difficult for you to do. So, as I said, I want to thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.